don't tell anybody, but right now I'm getting ready to interview the men of Foster Sin. And I'm not supposed to be back here, but we're just going to act as if, okay? Okay. And then we're going to ask all the questions that you want to know and I want to know. So stay tuned.
But remember, I saved you. I went in there and I saved you from drowning. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I also remember you telling my parents to send me the job corps when I got in that little bit of trouble. You know I've been in and out of jail ever since then, right?
So I'm here with Colin Kilkenny. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Great. So I just wanted to ask you, like, how did you get into acting and everything? Like, what made you get into the industry?
Well, I actually started acting in church.
Wow.
Yeah, St. Paul Community Baptist Church in East New York. That's where I started acting. I actually went there as a singer to sing, and but my church they put on presentations, and when I was auditioning for a presentation to sing, they gave me some lines to go over, and I did some of the lines, and it was like, you know something, you should really think about going into acting. I said, me? I said, no, I'm just here to sing, please. That's all I want to do. But they pushed me, and then I did a couple of the presentations there. One called My Offer, and this story is what really pushed me over the ledge to take it a little further. Everything on my resume was My Offer, church presentation. So one time I was getting my makeup done by one of the makeup artists in My Offer. She said, "So you're an actor, huh?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, what else? What else have you been in?" I said, "Oh." So when she said that, I said, "Oh, I got to get my stuff together. I'm out of here." So then from there, I just took off. Went,
Okay.
got myself a manager, got myself an agent, and ran into Ray Loop,
Okay.
and here I am.
So would you say that that question actually inspired you because you were
Thank you.
just, thinking about acting and then she said, "Hey, what else have you been in?" And you're like, "Wait a minute. Well, maybe I should do more."
Yes,
Okay.
because she said, "What else have you been in?" And I'm like, "Well, what else have I been in? I haven't been in anything." So a brother named Ian Lynn, another brother of ours, he introduced me to Ray Luke. I sent Ray Luke a monologue that I did. And Ray, we immediately got on the phone and we shot a couple films together, and we shot Foster Sin.
Wow. Did you have a chance to read the script before you actually took the role on?
Well, he let me know what my character was going to be. And he explained the depth of the character to me, and that was good enough. So we just started shooting.
And I know that your role is very controversial. What was the name of your character again?
Xavier.
Xavier.
X for short.
Xavier X. Wow. Yeah, I was watching the series and I just noticed that that's a hard role to play. Like, how did you put yourself in the mindset of playing something so controversial?
Uh, well, first of all, it's acting. So I got to take being the nice guy that I am, I'm such a sweet guy. I had to take myself out of that sweet character, that sweet man that I am, and delve deep into, touch some. Ray had actually told me it was about foster kids. So I used to have foster kids. I had about 4 foster kids. So that helped me, you know, be the person that I am in the show. And then my character in the show was actually a foster child when he was younger as well. So some of those traumatic things that happened helped me fuel the character for Xavier.
Okay. And what did your family feel about you doing this role?
Uh, what did my family feel?
I mean, because you said that you brought up some foster kids and
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
how was it for them to watch you in this role, and did they give you feedback about
Well,
things when you were
well,
doing
one
this?
one of the things I always get is that you're so mean. You are so mean. I wanted to kill you. I wanted to punch you. I wanted to choke you. Those are a lot of things that I get. And some people think that it's real, but it's just a character I'm playing. So my family, they understand it. They enjoy the show, and they separate the two.
Okay. And I know that you've been in several shows, since then. You've been on ABC, you've
Yes.
done several productions.
Yes.
So, do you feel like any of these have, helped you in your acting at all and gotten you to where you wanted to be?
Well, absolutely. Like I said, I always give, you know, honor to Ray because in order, I'm gonna break it down. In order to really get out there and be an actor, you have to take certain steps. You understand? You need a reel. You can't just go out there and do it by yourself. You need a reel. You need headshots. You need a resume. Those are the three things that you need. And Ray actually helped me put my reel together because without the stuff that I shot with Ray, I would have no reel. So that was me getting into film and television through Ray Loot. Once I took everything and chopped it up and made the reel, that's how you present your reel to management companies so they can see what you do. It's a demo reel. So that's how I got signed to my management company and my agent as well because of the reel. And if it wasn't for that reel, I wouldn't be on shows on ABC, Netflix. It's steps. It's steps. It's not easy, but we make it look easy.
Now, I first heard about the show, I would say, like, I think it was like in 2018.
Mhm.
And you've been hanging in, with this cast for like a very long time.
Yeah.
So, what were your thoughts, when you first started, with Foster Sin, when you first walked in, were you thinking that it was going to last this long?
Wow, that's a great question. Well, one of the things when I first met Ray and I first met the cast, it was his family. That's what really drew me in. Like Ray was using his sons, his children, and they were behind him, they were backing him, they were pushing him, and it was really a family thing. Anybody that came on set, it was family. We just became a big family and we just wanted more and more and more. So I knew it was gonna last this long. I knew it because we all wanted to work and we all, get along on set. We get along, we call each other, we talk, we inspire each other, we push each other to be better. So working with Ray and the Foster Sin family is easy.
One thing I notice is that in any kind of entertainment industry or acting, it's really hard to get a group of men together without having like, crazy things happen and people to be able to get along for so long. What do you think contributes to that?
I think what contributes to us getting along so well is there is zero ego. Zero ego. Everybody wants to see each other win. That's what makes us get along. So if Lance gets something, hey man, that's great. If Diamond gets something, hey man, that's great. We on the phone, we're talking, we're trying to push each other to another level. So there's no ego involved. That's how we keep it going.
What would you say is one of your goals for Foster Sin in the future as, people start seeing the show and getting to know more about it? Um, what would you say is a goal of yours? Like, what would you like to see happen for you and all of your cast and the producers and everybody involved?
Well, I think the goal that I would like to see for Foster Sin is for everyone in that show, in that series, to break off and get opportunities to do other things. That's my goal of Foster Sin because we have season one, we have season two, we have season three. We actually were in talks about maybe doing another season. I don't know if I can say that. Can I say that? But we were in talks of doing another season, which I think will actually be great because sometimes you do things, right? And you really don't know how it's going to impact anybody else. So we just do the work. It's about the work. We do the work and then we put it out there and we wait for the people. But the people have decided that Foster Sin is absolutely great.
There were so many unexpected turns in the show that I was watching the show and I just like, oh my God, I would never think that that would happen, was going on. And I feel like the characters truly, changed and evolved from what you thought they were at the beginning. And it was really interesting. How was it for you? I don't know, like mentally, like, going through the roller coaster of the different changes with the acting role?
Xavier is a complex person. Uh, Although he puts on that tough persona, like I said, he was also a foster child. And he didn't have a good upbringing with his foster mother. There's a scene in there where his foster mother tells him, I remember when you used to piss on yourself. He went in there, he went in the room, and he was actually asking his foster mother for a loan for some money. And he was with the other officers, and she embarrassed him in front of the office. I remember when you used to piss on yourself, but you coming up in here asking me for money for. So that sparked something inside of him that, that big tough guy, he was actually afraid. If you watch the scene when his foster mother was in there shooting at us, he was afraid. I don't know if anybody caught that, but Xavier was panting and afraid. That's how his foster mother had him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about it now. She had him afraid. This is the effect that adults can have on children that can last a lifetime. So doing this during this journey as doing Xavier, a part of me, every time you do a character, a part of you has to get attached to it. There was sometimes on set where I could have broke down and cried. If you saw the last scene where people thought I was acting, the last scene when I had gotten shot, X had gotten shot, and well, shoot. Well, you gotta watch it.
You gotta watch it. Don't
I'm not gonna go too far.
You
but-
gotta watch
Yeah, you gotta
what's
watch.
going on.
Right,
We're not gonna
yeah.
tell
But
everything.
that scene
Yeah.
was
It was
Yeah.
unexpected. I will say that. I was not expecting that. So definitely you got to watch the show because you're going to see so much and you're going to feel so many different emotions with all the characters. And I think that there's no way that you cannot like get attached to the characters because each character has something going on with them personally and through their businesses and their jobs, and there's just no way you can watch it and not feel something. So definitely people got to see it.
Yeah, they have to.
Now, you've been acting for a while, and I know that over the time you've thought about who you might want to work with. So, is there one particular actress or actor that you like to work with?
Oh, absolutely. Two in particular. Number one, Samuel L. Jackson. Number two, Denzel Washington. The reason I want to work with those two brothers in particular, and it's not just because, they're two of the greatest actors ever. It's just that they give so much of themselves as far as their acting. And they're not acting, actually. So when you act, you're not acting. We don't want to see that you look like you're acting. You're messing everything up. So those brothers, like Denzel in Training Day, that's the type of stuff I like. A lot of stuff that he did in there, especially towards the end, was improv stuff. Mm-hmm. So when you really, really get into a character and you just can't get out of it, that's the type of acting I like. So those two brothers right there, Denzel, Samuel L. Call me.
You're not hurt?
Come on, let's go.
What would you say to some aspiring actors out there that are just looking to get into acting and, they want to do what you do?
What I always say is just because you're not on TV does not mean you're not an actor. Actors act. Actors work and they get paid to do a job, which is act. Whatever job you do, nobody sees you. You know what I mean? Whatever job you do, nobody sees you. So
right.
What do you want? You want fame? You want money? Or you love the craft that much? You have to love the craft. You have to do the work. Forget about TV for now. You know what I'm saying? Because you can skip all that stuff and then end up being on TV and you're not gonna last pretty long because you haven't done the work. So I would say to actors, you must do the work. Go read a book, read scripts, read plays, do stage work. I started on stage. I told you I started. I said, do stage, do stuff for free. Some people just think that, okay, I'm gonna become an actor and boom, somebody's gonna pay me. No, they're not gonna pay you. What have you done? So that's what I say to aspiring actors. Do the work and be prepared. Because when those cameras and them lights come on, if you're not prepared, the lights and the cameras will show your weaknesses and it will show. So be prepared.
Well, I think that we've got it there. If you want to know more about Colin, you can go ahead. How do they find you on your social media?
You could just type in Colin Kilkenny. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. It's Kenny Dark also. But listen, if you type in Colin Kilkenny, I'm the only brother there. Everybody else is non-brother.
Well, thank you very much for doing the interview with me last minute, and I appreciate your time. And you never know. We get a little bit more time. We'll get all you guys together and kind of get a little bit of I don't know, some behind the scenes information. You got some secrets you can tell me. I know.
Yeah.
I know it. That was you were already telling some secrets. You shouldn't have told those secrets.
Cut it out. Edit it.
All
Edit
right.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for the interview.
Good to meet you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Appreciate you too.
What I'm trying to tell you is that I can help you get out of here, brother.
Get your man gone, man.
Okay? Keep that same energy when Big Barry's bending you over that bunk.
How you know Barry got a big...
You about to find out.
Okay, I'm here with Diamond Harding, Detective Lucky.
Yes, ma'am.
So I gotta ask you, what made you pursue acting? Well, first of all, where are you from?
Where am I from? Originally, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, wow. You came from far away.
From far away, but I grew up in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Grew up in Brooklyn.
And what made you pursue a career in the acting field?
Actually, it's crazy. I used to watch a lot of old films with my dad. Specifically, like, he watched all the olds, like, Jimmy Stewart and, Rock Hudson, all those old movies. And when Jimmy Stewart passed away, so my dad passed away, then Jimmy Stewart passed away. And that movie came on, that the Christmas movie with Jimmy Stewart. And I sat there watching it, thinking about it, watching him, and I thought about that immortality of acting. Like, you're gone, but your work lives on. People still see you, still get to enjoy you way after you're gone. And that's what made me, want to get into acting.
Wow, that's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. So your character, Detective Lucky, let's talk about that for a minute. So, you played a pretty conflicting member of the law.
Yeah, he's a... he was a good guy, got caught up and wanting to do the good thing, but sometimes in life, we might have to step on the bad side to get the good things done. That's lucky.
How did that feel for you?
Well, you know what? It's nice playing someone outside of yourself. I'm the nice guy. I'm the nice guy. I'm the good lucky. I'm the, the straight A. He was trying to be a good cop, by the book. But then you realize that it doesn't work, So it was good playing someone who had to step outside of himself to take a little walk on the dark side to get the good things done.
I mean, sometimes you have to do what you gotta do, right?
Most definitely.
Okay. So if you have a favorite movie, well, you did mention one of your favorite movies, actually. So we kind of already covered that.
Yeah.
So I won't ask that again.
Got a lot of favorite movies.
Besides the Christmas Story.
Okay. So besides The Christmas Story, do you have a favorite movie?
I have a lot of favorite movies. It's like, you have movies of different genres that, So like comedy, Boomerang, Eddie Murphy Boomerang. He he kind of pioneered like, the all black cast and showing us in a positive light in that movie. Everyone was like professionals and doing their thing. It was comedy, but it was romantic. It was drama. One of my favorite comedy movies. You know, this everyone loves Scarface.
I think
Talk
everybody
about
knows that movie for sure.
everyone, right, from all
Yeah.
age groups know Scarface because again that walk on the dark side. And there's a lot of gems in there, a lot of gems for life in that movie. Yeah, let me see what else. Top Gun as a kid, I think Top Gun. I would come home from high school and just sit in the chair and watch Top Gun. I can recite it from start to finish. So and Tom Cruise is one of my favorite actors too. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So you have a
three.
diverse group of movies that you like, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Would you say that helps you with your acting because you watch different types of films? You talked about a Christmas movie, and you talked about comedy, and then you talked about Top Gun, which are all completely different types of movies. So, do you feel like that helped you with your acting,
I
or
think
had any inspiration?
I think it does. I think it does. I like to be versatile. Um, I drama, um, romantic, action. I like a little bit of everything, and it does help me. I study things. I study people. I think I've been doing that my whole life. Just looking at people and mimicking and copying what they do, what they say, and yeah, that helps a lot. Helps a lot.
Was there ever a point when you were acting and in your character, did you ever feel like, oh man, I shouldn't do this? Like I would never, you know what I mean?
Um,
Or were you just completely immersed into the
yeah,
role
yeah.
and
Like you get the script, you read the script, you submerge yourself in it, and you become that character. So there's, you know, whatever that character embodies is what you embody. There's no time like, well, oh damn, Lucky shouldn't have did that. Oh, Lucky did exactly what Lucky was gonna do. So yeah.
okay, well, that's good. So hold on one second. Let me get your other questions really quick. I think we answered. Oh, so from the beginning of your career, is there anything that elevated your craft besides watching a variety of movies and having a diverse taste and movie viewing?
Yeah, a specific person. What's his name again? Ray Luke. That dude.
Okay.
That dude keeps you on your toes. Like he. So besides Foster Sin, I've done a couple other films with Ray. Some short films. Ray, the mind of this guy, like he pulls some stuff out of a hat on you, and at first you're in shock, like, whoa, and then you're like, you know what, I can do this, you know. That's one thing about Ray. Another thing is he'll write the script, but the script it's not the Bible. You can go outside of it, and sometimes he'll just throw a bone at you right in the middle. You show up on set, and it's like, boom, I want you to do this. New script. Here, take that. 2 seconds. Oh, okay. That elevates you to another level. Especially with acting when you have to audition. Like you go and you get a script and last minute, a lot of people can't just read it, soak it up, embody it, and then present it. Dealing with Ray, if you work with Ray on projects and you can't do a cold read, you really wasn't working because he will bring that out of you. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say that reading lines and memorizing lines is a very difficult thing to do. And so, would you say that working with Ray has helped you be able to like strengthen that skill?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely. To another level. To another level. I feel like because of working with Ray for the past, wow.
It's been years. It's been a long time because.
Wow. It's been years. It's been years. So I would say, yeah, in the beginning, no. But now you can throw anything at me. Throw anything at me. I'll walk out the room and come back and be ready to shoot. So. and I've gotten that from him.
Okay. Looking back, how do you feel about all the progress that the show have made and all the different productions that you got to be involved with? Like, did you think that those things were going to happen for you? Like,
Hmm. I can't say that I didn't think they were going to happen, but I mean, I'm glad that they happened the way that they did, you know. But I think from the beginning when I first started off, I wanted to like my main goal wasn't to be, you know, blockbuster Hollywood actor. It wasn't. I mean, we'd all like to win an award or two, which
mhm.
actually I have done, hanging out with Ray.
Congratulations. That's
But
great.
my main goal was just to do a piece of work that would stand the test of time, like that Christmas story, something that people would see, you know, years from now and be like, oh wow, like and so that was the goal to set out to do that. Like right now, if Hollywood, I don't want to say that. That was bad. I was gonna say if Hollywood burnt down. Hollywood almost burnt down.
Yeah. Cut it. That's kidding.
We're gonna cut that. We're gonna cut that. Please cut that. Right now, I feel like if I stopped acting tomorrow,
Right.
for any reason, I had to stop acting tomorrow. I would feel satisfied. I would feel satisfied.
What would you say to any actors out there that, want to do some acting and, kind of follow in your footsteps of the things that you've done with your career? And their fans have been watching you as your, career has progressed. What would you say to them for anybody who wants to just get into it too?
I would say take it seriously. Just take it seriously and do it. You don't necessarily have to go to acting school, but it is great. It it will teach you a lot of things that everyone think that they could just get up and jump in front of the camera and act. And some people are natural. Some people can get it, but for the majority, go to acting school. Take a few classes, learn the fundamentals, the basics. Do the exercises, and then just take it from there. Just take it seriously. Go to classes, get those headshots, and take it from there. That's it.
Is there a particular acting method you think that helped you the most
Um,
in your acting school, your acting classes that you took?
we did a lot of Meisner. We did. I mean, we did a little bit of everything in my acting school. I went to HB Studios, and they'll take you through everything. Like I say, you start in the basics, and you work your way up, and they'll take you through everything. It's a really good school. And so for all the people who want to start with acting, you're in the New York area, sign up for HB Studios. Go in. J.D. Washington, Denzel's son, he went there. He was there when I was there, and he gave me some advice and teachers to make sure to get this teacher. Like she'll take you to the next level, and So again, acting school. Take it seriously. Take the steps. Make it happen. That's it.
Okay, so how can people find you if they're looking to, follow you on the social media?
They can find me Diamond Harding YouTube, Diamond Harding Facebook, the real Diamond Harding on Instagram because they hacked my page once. So it's the real Diamond Harding.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for this interview. I
It was an
appreciate you.
absolute
And
pleasure.
I believe I'll be talking to you gentlemen a little bit later, so
Okay,
we'll get a little bit more
We'll stick around.
involved. Going to find out some more things about these guys.
Uh-oh. She's digging for secrets.
Well, thank you for your interview. Thanks so much.
Absolute pleasure.
Okay, take care.
Church. Listen, I came here to go shopping. I ain't come here for no damn church.
Hold up. You promised me that you would come with me to my uncle's church. What changed now?
Listen, babe, listen. I love you. I'll do anything for you. But church is not really my thing.
I'm here with Lance Liverpool, and he plays the character Mr. Brown. Hi. Should I
Hey,
call you Mr. Brown or should I call you Lance? Which one?
you can call me Lance.
Okay, Lance, how you doing?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
So, can you tell everybody how you got into acting?
How I got into acting? Well, initially, I took an elective course in college. I was going to Brooklyn College, and I said, what the heck? I wasn't even into acting at that time. I said, I'll just take a course in acting. That's when I discovered my natural ability to act. And then my first role was actually a friend of mine named C. Porter. He's a artist, a hip hop artist, and he said, "Hey, I want you to play this role in my music video." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "I want you to play the role of my best friend who's creeping with my girl behind my back." So that was the role that I played as my first role, and
Wow.
I had a wonderful time playing the role. I'm creeping with the girl, kissing his girl behind his back, and all. It was a fun time. Anyway, after that, I said I have to keep this going. I have to keep it going, and I did.
Yeah, and you did because you ended up playing the role of Mr. Brown.
Yeah,
And it's a very controversial role where you're getting a little friendly with the students, the
yeah,
underage
a little friendly,
students.
a little bit.
Let's talk about that.
So,
How was that to like play that role? Was it difficult for you to, you know, go there?
initially, it was yes. Initially, I had lots of reservations about playing that role. I had to ask some friends of mine what they thought about me taking the role and everything like that. I was a little concerned about how it was going to be perceived outside of the role, just me as Lance.
Right.
But I said, "What the heck? I'm a roll with it," and it was one of the best decisions that I made because I'm very well known for that role, and you know, I'm happy that I did it.
That's good. I'm glad that you took the role because you know, it's kind of hard to forget your role.
That was the goal.
So tell me, what was one of your favorite movies?
One of my favorite. Oh man, one of my favorites is Friday. Love Friday. That's one movie I know all the words to, beginning to end. Me and my boy Glenn, we'll do the whole movie together from start to finish. So Friday's like my number one movie.
How old do you think you were when you started to have an interest in acting?
Well, I was in college, so that was maybe I was maybe 18, 19 when I first found my interest in acting. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Friday's a good movie. You know, that movie's like, fun.
Yeah.
You
Classic.
know,
Yeah.
it's a fun one for sure. So I want to ask you, since the beginning of your career, what's one thing that's helped you with your craft?
One thing that's helped me is actually going to acting school. Um, I went to Barbizon, which it's an acting and modeling school. But I had a wonderful teacher, Miss Pettyford, and she taught us a lot of wonderful things, and I really came into my own as an actor through that course. And also, working with Ray has really brought me out of my shell because I play roles with Ray that is the opposite of who I am. So that really sharpens me as an actor when you have the ability to do that.
That's awesome. And what would you say is something that you would tell people if they want to become an actor?
Well, I would say, well, being that going to acting school really worked for me, I would definitely advise those who want to become actors to take that step, invest in yourself in that manner. Go to acting school, take some courses, um, do some extra work. You got to start from the bottom and work your way up, and you know, get a feel for what it's like being on set and things like that. It's very rare to step right into a lead role, fresh out of just starting out acting. But yeah, take the steps, take the necessary steps, and hone your craft. That's what I would say.
Now, Sensen, have you done any music videos?
I've done a couple. Yeah, I've done a couple, but yeah, that one's definitely my favorite. My favorite. The first one. It's called More Than Love by C Porter, and yeah, I had a good time with that one. But yeah.
What would you say is one of your goals with working with Ray Lute and all the other actors that you've had a chance to work with?
One of my biggest goals with Ray Lute is, oh man, I know that, see, Foster Sin is a mega show. It's a mega show, but I know he has even more in his chamber. So I'm like mind blown as to what is coming next. But I want to be a part of whatever's coming next. You know, Foster Sin is just is on a different level. But yeah, whatever's next to come, I want to be a part of that.
Okay. Do you have any actors that you think that you want to work with, or anybody local or national that's just kind of been on your radar?
Yeah. I have a couple. My number one favorite is Denzel. I mean, so I've always wanted to work with him because he's one of my biggest inspirations when it comes to acting. But being that I get told so much that I look like Michael B. Jordan, I want to work with him, right? And as a brother or as a cousin, or I want to work hand in hand with him. I would love the opportunity to do something with him as well.
I mean, maybe you'll get a chance to play his part in a movie. You never know.
Oh,
Maybe Ray Lute's gonna make that the next movie. Who knows?
yeah. I could see Ray directing something for us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is there anything that you want to tell people out there about acting, or anything that you want people to know about you?
Oh man. I would just say in terms of acting, I would say just take it seriously. It's not easy to do, but if you devote yourself to the craft, you could really succeed in it. I mean, and in terms of me, just I play a lot of roles that, I may come off as a scumbag, I may come off as as a bad person, but just remember it's only acting at the end of the day. And that's one thing I have to remind people all the time when they watch my productions.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they call it, acting, right? Well, thank you so much for doing this interview with me. Can you tell everybody how they can find you on social media?
Yeah, you can find me on social media, Instagram, Lance_Liverpool, Facebook, Lance Liverpool, and YouTube, Lance Liverpool.
Well, thank you for doing the interview with me, and I'm going to talk to you and all the guys a little bit later.
All right, my
I know you
pleasure.
got some information too for me. I know it. Like,
Absolutely.
couple little secrets snuck out earlier. I'm just going to get you together and see what happens.
All right, sounds good. Sounds
Right.
good.